Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is YAHMAD. So in this video, we're going to be continuing on with the advanced spreadsheet functions. And if you check out the previous videos, we've already completed these topics here. So now lesson 12, we're going to be looking at using the match function. So why would we use the match function? If we want to return the position of a value in a range of cells, we can use the match position. So this is going to be in the first position here, so A. B would appear as the second position in this range, and C would appear in the third position in this range. So if I type in equals match, there's three parts to this formula, okay, or function. So returns the relative position of an item in an array that matches a specified value in a specified order. So let's click on equals match. What we're looking up the bonus type, comma, and where we're looking up this information in this range of cells here, just behind. Let me lock this. And comma, we want the exact match. So what I'm expecting to see is 1. So A appears in the first position. If I drag this down, C appears in the third position, and B appears in the second position of this range. So we're just looking for the position where this value appears. So this will be very useful later on. You'll see we're going to be doing a H lookup, and we might need to look at which row we need to look at particular to get a specific output. But let's have a look at this example here now, guys. We have one vertical table, one horizontal table, and we need to find a track position. So we're going to be using the fourth value in, okay, which is going to be matched up to here. It should give us this value here, okay. Do you know what? Let's make this a little bit more complicated. I'm going to put these numbers in a different order. So one, that's track 1, for example, track 2, track 3, track 4, track 5, track 6. So this now is going to match up. Well, still 2's in the same position. Okay, 4 is going to match up to the first one now. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. So I'm going to type in here equals match. Okay, what do we want to look up? So we need to extract the value out of here. Okay, so value basically converts a text string that represents a number to a number. So this is part of a text string, so we need to make this into a number pretty much. Then we need to use a mid to extract the value. So it's going to be the fourth value. So it's going to be B15. Let me just type up here. The fourth value and just a 1 character that we want to extract. Close the mid. Where do we want to match it up to? This range of cells here. Okay, let's lock it, comma, and we want the exact match. So let's close the bracket and see. So 2, we didn't change. We kept 2 in the same position. Let's change 2, actually. Let's put 6 here and 2 here. So now 2 appears in the 6th position in this range. Okay, let's drag this down. 4 appears in the first position. 5 appears in the 4th position. And 1 appears in the 5th position. Okay, we can do the same thing, guys, but let's go for the horizontal table instead. So what I'm going to do, let me just see. We can probably copy this. Oh, do you know what? Let me do it again. Well, let's copy it into here now. We're going to change this range. We're not going to look in this range. Instead, we are going to look in this range of cells here. Okay, so 2 is obviously in second position. And these numbers I haven't changed. 4 is in the 4th position of this range. 5 is in the 5th. 1 is in the 1. Okay, so we basically matched up these extracted values to these values in the vertical table to identify its position in the range, and to the horizontal table. So now we're going to combine this question with a H lookup. Okay, so let me first of all do the H lookup, okay, and then we'll find out the track. So the first thing that we need to do is look at this track code here. So this is not part of the match. The match part will come in the track question, but let's do the H lookup first. We're going to extract the red values and use this table here to work out the album name. Okay, so the first part is just relatively straightforward. So H lookup, I want to extract these values here as a value. Type in mid, click on this cell here, comma, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to do 4 and 2, close the brackets, close the brackets. The table array is going to be, so this is going to be the third track. Table array is going to be here, so let's highlight this table array here. So the third track should output this comma. And which row are we looking at? It's either, it can't be the first row because that's the lookup value, so it's going to be the second row. So that's relatively straightforward. And then we want the exact match. So we extracted 3, so it should give us lyrics and then this, okay? Let's drag this down. And then we check if this has worked. So if it's 2 seconds out, if it's 8, it's going to be oct, oryx, something like that. Okay, but now it gets complicated. So we need to use a VLOOKUP, okay, with a match function. Was it V or H lookup we're going to be doing? Yeah, we are going to be using a VLOOKUP because we're going to be using these values here, okay, because now we want to find out the track, okay. So it's going to be, but from where? That's what we need to find out, okay. So, and it's going to be based on the album number. So we're going to be doing a VLOOKUP, okay. The track number, these purple numbers, are going to match up with this here, this column here. But what's going to be complicated, guys, is to know which column are we going to be looking in for the particular album, okay? And the album is going to still come from the red numbers that we just used for this first example here. So we need to use a match function. So 1 second. So the table array, guys, is going to be basically here. That will be the table array that we're going to be using. So the albums is going to be basically +1 because we have this extra column. It'll make sense in a second, guys. So before we start, I'm going to do the match function because I want to know my column for the track. So if I click on match, so what do we want to look up? I want to look up the red values. So let's type in value, mid, click on this text. It's going to be 4 values in and 2 characters long. Close that, close that. And where we're looking to match this up to, we want to match this up to this range of cells here. Let's lock that, comma, exact match, close the bracket, done. So this album here, 1, 2, 3, 4, is going to be in the 4th column. So remember, this is going to be used as a lookup. So we are going to be using this column. So we need to be outputting the value from this column here. So, and this will be the 4th column. Okay, so if we look at this, so the match function is used the red value to work out the column that we need to be looking at for the track. Okay, and then the purple values will be used to work out which track number. So we now know, based on the album, we're going to be looking in this track list here for lyrics. But then using a purple number, we're going to be trying to work out which track it is that we're trying to extract. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I know that works now, so I'm going to cut this and I'm going to use it later for the column index. So VLOOKUP. Okay, the lookup value we want to extract now the purple values for the track list. And again, we type in here value. Okay, mid. And then click on this text, comma. We want to start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 2. Close the bracket, comma. The table array, so let's come to here, is going to be from this number here. We can go all the way across. So the lookup value here will match up with one of these numbers here. Let's lock this. Comma, the column index now, let's copy and paste in what we just did. So we just did previously. So the column index now is going to use a match function and it's going to output a column. So the first one should output a fourth column, okay, for lyrics 3, basically. Comma, exact match, close the bracket, and just before I press enter, so the reason I did a match function first was to see if we were outputting the right column, okay? And we should have got 4, which we did. So I know we're looking at this here. So let's press enter and see why we have received this track here. So we're looking at the third album, which is this one here. We're looking at the 5th track, which is this one here, which is fine. That's right. Let's look at the next example. Long Hop. Again, it's the 3rd album. Okay. Long Hop. And it's the 6th track. Okay, and we'll do one more example. Silhouette. It's the 1st album. Okay. And it's the 5th track. Yeah. So I hope that makes sense, guys. It does look like it's a long formula. So the match can be used to work out the column index. It can be based on extracted values. So the purpose of the match function is to return the position of a value in a particular range. Okay, so it could be the first position, second, third, so on. Right, guys, I hope this makes sense, and please join me in the next video. We're going to be looking at match part 2. So this is going to be the task. So we'll do another example where we're using a match function and we're looking up some values in this table array here. Okay, guys.